Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to real life law, and the video is what every country in the world is best at. And I mean, yeah, this is part one, so I think there's two parts. Maybe there's more, maybe there's a part 3 and part 4. I don't know, but we're going to get into this reaction. Hopefully you're going to enjoy. And let's just jump into it. Let's get just straight to the intro.
Stats summoned. So what is your specific 14? Every country is the best or the worst at something. So what is your specific country best or worst at in the entire world? Half of
the UK, what are we best at? I don't know. What are we worst at? I don't know.
Countries in the world are in this video.
Hopefully we're in part 1.
Will be in next week's video called part 2. So we'll continue in alphabetical order by going to Afghanistan first, which produces the most opium in the world. 90% of world heroin contains opium.
Is that good?
Here. Albania has the highest number of military bunkers per capita in the world.
Is that good? Is that a good thing?
There are 5.7 bunkers every square kilometer, or 1 bunker for every 18 people in the country. Algeria is the largest country in the world that has 0% of their territory made up of water. Andorra has the highest life expectancy.
But also worrying, because there's obviously a reason, right? And I guess maybe in that area of Europe, there's been a lot of wars and like disputes, etc. So I guess that's probably the backstory behind it, just sort of like in preparation for what could have happened in the past or what could happen in the future.
The world at an amazing 81.1 water. Andorra has the highest life expectancy in the world at an amazing 81.1 years. Angola has the highest infant mortality rate in the world at 96 deaths for every 1,000 births. Antigua and Barbuda has the lowest suicide rate anywhere in the world and was the only country in 2015 to not report a single suicide. Argentina has the highest consumption of beef per capita, with people consuming an average 65.2 kilograms per year.
Beef lovers in Argentina.
The longest non-stop cable car ride that stretches for 5.6 kilometers in length. Australia has the...
Is that actually what it looks like as well? Oh, jeez.
Australia has the highest recorded number of fatal shark attacks, reporting 259 fatal incidents since 1900.
I think I knew that.
Meanwhile, Austria has the most paid time off for employees in the world, up to 43 days per year.
They're treating their people good in Austria then, I'm not gonna lie. That's what I need, man. Oh, that's not me, but people in general, bro. That's a very good thing. I'm guessing what this is showing then, it isn't the best things in a good way, it's just what they're best at, so it could be bad things that they're best at. Because a lot of these aren't things that I consider a good thing, but I see now, makes sense.
Azerbaijan has the largest percentage of territory covered by mud volcanoes. About half of all mud volcanoes in the world are located here, so congratulations.
What? That's the first time I've ever heard of a mud volcano. What? I mean, I guess I know what it is. It's just mud coming out of a volcano, but is it like hot mud or something? The fuck? The mud that erupts from a mud volcano is cold or perhaps only slightly warmer than the ambient ground temperature. Holy shit, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. A mud volcano.
The Bahamas has the lowest business tax rate in the world, 0%, while Bahrain has the lowest individual tax rate in the world, also 0%. Bangladesh has the most rivers in the world. There are over 700 inside the country. Belarus has the highest amount of alcohol consumed per capita in the world. 17.5 liters are consumed per person per year. Belgium, meanwhile, has the highest individual tax rate in the world, up to 64%. Bhutan has the largest percentage.
How is that legal? I mean, like, you got to be wealthy at that point, so I guess it does make sense. But flipping hell, man, 64%. But yeah, I guess that's the people at the upper echelon, you know, they're earning millions.
Population involved in agriculture, over 80% of the population. Bolivia is the largest producer of Brazil nuts, so again, congrats. While Bosnia and Herzegovina has the largest number of landmines per capita in the While Bosnia and Herzegovina has the largest number of landmines per capita in the world. 152 landmines for every square kilometer of the country. Botswana is the world's largest producer of diamonds, and Brazil has the most FIFA World Cup victories with 5 total wins so far. Brunei
Will they make
has
it
the lowest
6?
public
We'll
debt
see.
in the world, and Bulgaria is the world's largest producer of rose oil. Burundi has the lowest
oil.
GDP per capita, just $277 per person per year.
How is that labelled as best?
Cambodia is
What?
the most Buddhist country in the world at about 97% of the population, while Cameroon has the highest business tax rate in the world, 38.5%. Canada is the most educated country in the world, with 54% of the population completing some form of tertiary education. Meanwhile, the Central African Republic is ranked as the least happiest country in the world. Chad has the highest maternal death
What,
at
Chad?
childbirth ratio, and Chile has the record for the strongest recorded earthquake, a 9.5 on the Richter scale. China produces the most
9.5.
CO2 emissions of any country, but also produces the most gross renewable energy in the world. Colombia is the largest producer of cocaine, producing 495 tons in 2015. The Democratic Republic of the Congo has the highest percentage of its population suffering from undernourishment, 75%. The next door Republic of the Congo, meanwhile, consumes the least electricity in the world. Costa Rica has the highest environmental happiness among their citizens, while Côte d'Ivoire is the largest producer of cocoa at 1/3 of the global supply. Croatia, meanwhile, leads the
Are you serious? A small... I mean, it's not a small country, but a country like this produces 1/3 of the cocoa that we have in the world. Are you
while Côte
crazy?
d'Ivoire is
This country, again, not a small country, but this small area, in comparison to the whole world, makes 1/3 of the cocoa that we have. That is insane.
the largest producer of cocoa at 1/3 of the global supply. Croatia, meanwhile, leads the world in the number of kidney transplants, while Cuba has the most baseball
hell?
World Cup victories with 25 gold medals. Cyprus has
There's a
the
baseball
oldest
World
woman
Cup?
who ever paraglided, who is 104 years old. And the
Oh,
Czech
weird-
Republic
weird
is the
fact.
most atheist country in the world at 75% of the entire population.
beautiful, though,
Denmark is
goddamn.
ranked as the least corrupt country in the world, and Ecuador has the most biodiversity per square kilometer of any country on Earth. Egypt is the most heavily mined country with over 23 million active mines, while Eritrea has the highest number of child workers. Estonia has the most women per man in the world, 0.84 men for every 1 woman. Ethiopia
Some lucky men.
has the most expensive internet in the
joking.
world, and Fiji has the best performance at the Rugby World Cup Sevens, winning twice.
Ain't that wild, yeah? Fiji are so good at rugby, but it's such a small country. In not the middle of nowhere, but it is pretty much in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? Such a small country. I don't know their population, but again, it's a small country. There's something in the air there. Obviously, they eat something. I guess, I don't know what tribe or whatever, like, background the people have there. But I know they're all flipping built, or a lot of them are just built, man. You know that, I think it's like, you got like Tonga, you got Tahiti, you got certain people from New Zealand, I guess certain people from Australia, but like those islands around this area too, they're all just built, man. They're so fucking... And maybe it's the same sort of ethnicity as like sort of Hawaiian people, I don't know, maybe not. But yeah, like, that's probably why they're so good at rugby, but it just blows my mind how such a small country can be the best at a pretty worldwide sport.
Finland has the highest
Or
coffee
one of the best.
consumption in the world at 2.64 cups of coffee per day per person. France,
God
at the same
damn.
time, is the most visited country on the planet. She received 86.3 million tourists in 2015 alone. Gabon has
Jesus.
the highest number of sun-tailed monkeys, and Gambia is ranked as the least militarized country on Earth. Georgia is the largest producer of khachapuri, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing correctly, and 88% of their
that? Looks
population
decent.
prefers it over pizza. Germany has won the most Winter Olympic medals in history, and Greece has the highest consumption of olive oil at 26.1
I thought that'd
kilograms
be
per
Italy.
person per year. Guatemala is the largest producer of the spice called cardamom, while Guinea has the world's largest aluminum ore reserves. Guyana has the highest suicide rate in the world for women, 15.5
Well, that's not good.
suicides for every 100,000 women. Haiti has
Don't like that. I don't like how that's labelled under every country is best at. Again, I know that isn't necessarily meaning it's a positive thing, but it just doesn't seem It doesn't float my boat, you know.
The world's smallest military with only 50 total soldiers. And
God
Honduras
damn it.
has the highest murder rate in the world at 84.6 people murdered per 100,000. Meanwhile, Hungary has the highest per capita number of porn stars. And Iceland has the highest percentage of internet users. 92% of the population is connected to the internet. India produces the most movies in the world at 1,255 films
Bollywood,
in 2011, while Indonesia has the shortest average height in the world, 5 feet 2 inches for men and
Holy
4
shit.
feet 10 inches for women. Iran
What?
has the largest number of
That's the average height there. So I would literally be a giant. I'm like 5'10". I would literally be the tallest man in this kind. Okay, obviously not, but that's wild though. 5'2" is the average height for a man, and 4'10" is for bloody
inches
hell.
for women. Iran has the largest number of former capital cities, 32. So figure it out, guys. And Iraq has the highest number of terrorist activities in the world. Ireland has won Eurovision the most times of any country, 7 times.
Really?
While Israel spends the most amount of time on social media, 11.1 hours per person per month. Italy has the largest number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites, 51 total.
Yeah,
while
you've got a lot of
Jamaica is
history,
home
man.
to the world's fastest man, Usain Bolt. Japan has the highest number of 3-star Michelin restaurants, 31 total, and Jordan has the lowest point below sea level, -428 meters. In addition to being the #1 exporter of potassium, Kazakhstan has the highest consumption of salt in the world. Kenya is the world's
What?
largest
How? Like how? Because it's like, is there any? Oh, I guess here. Wait, no, isn't the Black Sea here? What ocean is it that's got loads of salt? I'm thinking, like, 'cause to get salt, you need, like, water, right? Unless in the country there's just a lot of, like, oceans and stuff, but I'm confused now, because how would they get all their salt?
Kenya is the world's largest producer of black tea, and Kuwait has the world's highest valued currency, the dinar, only one of which is equal to $3.3 US.
That's pretty insane,
Meanwhile,
man.
Latvia has the highest literacy rate in the world at 99.9% of their population, while Lebanon has the highest number of refugees per capita. There is 1 refugee for every 5 citizens that lives in the country. Meanwhile, Lesotho produces the highest percentage of their electricity from renewable energy, 100% of it. Liberia has the highest number of deaths caused by the Ebola virus. Libya has statistically the most dangerous roads to drive on in the world. And finally, Liechtenstein is the only country in the world you can actually rent for the totally affordable price of $70,000 per night. What would you do with an entire country you rented out for a few nights? You could host your own concert for the country's 37,000 residents, but for that, you'd actually need to know a little bit about music production and audio work, and what better place to learn that than over at...
Then they get in their ad. But you can rent out the whole nation. Flipping hell, man. That's wild. RL, Belarus is the highest amount of alcohol consumed per person. Russia, is that a challenge? I like how Central African Republic is the best at having depression. Me, shocked that Albania has the most bunkers per person. Me, also me, sees 5 bunkers on the way to the bakery. I'm not joking. Flipping hell, man. What every country in the world is best at? Azerbaijan. Mud. Yeah, it's a bit questionable how it's sort of labelled as the best, but maybe that's just for the title, you know, because some of these weren't necessarily the best at. It was just facts about the country, but it was still a fun video. Hopefully enjoyed. If you want the reaction to part 2, I'll obviously do that, but yeah, hopefully enjoyed, and until next time, like, subscribe, peace.